Welcome to Mother-Daughter Projects. I'm Steph.
I'm Vicki.
And today we're going to show you how we built this wall.
Before we start the build, take a look at the plan. We started with 3 pieces of 10-foot 2x4s for the bottom and top plates. The studs are made up of 8 8-foot 2x4s. To connect all of that, we use stud plate ties. And then we back the wall with 4x8 underlayment. The first step was to determine the placement of the wall. We laid our bottom plate down and found the wall stud. Then we cut out the baseboard so the wall would be flush with the existing wall. Here we're using the Dremel Multimax. If you're going to be drywalling, be sure to cut the baseboard to the width of the bottom plate plus the thickness of the drywall you're using. We cut the 3 10-foot boards to length, which is a little over 9 feet. We'll be using 1 bottom plate and 2 top plates. The reason we're using 2 at the top is so our 8-foot 2x4 studs fit snugly into place. We determined the location of our bottom plate and we marked it with blue painter's tape just in case it moved while we were securing it. There are a lot of methods to connect the bottom plate to the concrete. We decided to use a rotary hammer to drill directly into the wood and concrete. It's very important to remove excess concrete dust, as you can see Mom doing here. We also lifted up the wood and drilled a little further into the concrete to be sure the screws went in with ease. To secure the wood to the concrete, we're using Tapcon concrete anchors. We chose this method in case we ever want to remove the wall in the future. Here I'm using our rigid impact driver to drive the anchors into place. With that secured, we moved into the attic. To find the proper placement in the attic, Mom drilled a hole into the ceiling where the edge of the top plate should start. Once I found the hole, I laid our 2x4 in place and attached blocking, which are those short 2x4 pieces which I'm attaching to our existing ceiling joist.
Here you can see me in the attic, and we do have an attic light, but it doesn't reach all areas. So you can see I'm using the compact site light, and it worked great to make sure we got the 2x4 exactly where we needed it.
Before we started attaching our studs, we needed to mark the location on the bottom and top plates. A standard wall should have studs placed every 16 inches on center. That means the studs are 16 inches apart when measured from the center of one stud to the center of the next one. Here you can see Mom marking the bottom and top plates at the same time. We stabilized the top plate just enough so we could start securing it into place. If you wonder why I keep heading into the attic, it's to check that the screws are going into our attic support. Once that was in place, we added a second 2x4. Again, we did this so our 8-foot studs fit securely. Next, we attached the first stud to the wall. There was a little extra space on the top of the stud, so we used a couple of shims and later cut that off with our Multimax. Then we started attaching the studs. We made sure everything was lined up. We used a stud plate on the top and bottom of each side of the wall.
We got a chance to use our rigid palm nailer and compressor on this build. The setup was very easy. We just simply loaded those nails into the palm nailer and applied them to the wall, and they went in very easily.
After all the studs were in place, we added a very thin underlayment material to the back of the wall. Nothing's going to be hung on this part of the wall. It's purely so you can't see through. That's why we used the cheapest material we could find. We did have to cut a little bit off on 2 of the pieces. Here we're using our Sawmax to trim the board.
Once we put the backing on the wall, we couldn't see the studs, and we really needed to be able to see the studs so we could accurately put those brad nails in. So I got out the laser level, clamped it to the ladder, and you can see it working.
As Mom said, we used a brad nailer to attach the boards. We cut the middle section and secured it into place.
What we learned. As you can see, we didn't cover the front of this wall. with drywall. We decided we wanted to leave it open so we could use it as a visual demonstration wall in future videos.
You may have watched this build and thought some of the things we used were a little overkill, and you're probably right. But there's two reasons for that. One, we want it to be as secure as possible, and two, we wanted to work within our skill level. Sometimes we have a challenge putting 2x4s together, so that's why we use those metal plates. We were able to nail those in really secure with our palm nailer and didn't have to use any strength that we didn't have.
Did you notice there's a little bit of extra writing on this floor plate down here? And that's because when I was marking the 2x4s on the bottom and the top, I made a mistake. So I had to go back and do them 16 inches on center, and Steph made a little graphic to show you what that looks like.
And you may be wondering why we built just a wall here for our storage room and not a wall on the other side. Well, we are working on a movable partition for the other side of the wall, and we'll be sharing that in an upcoming video.
We want to thank the Home Depot for sponsoring this video as well as our entire garage makeover, as well as some of the tools that we used in this video.
And if you like this project and want to see more from us, be sure to visit us at motherdaughterprojects.com and subscribe right here on YouTube. Click the bell and you'll be alerted to all our new videos. You can ding.
Ding! You know I was waiting for it.
Yeah.